What is up, my butter biscuits? Y'all, I look all types of busted. I apologize. It's just because I actually just got my micro needling done. Micro needling. Y'all, I talk so fast every single time I try to say micro needling. I like have to slow down or else I fumble on it. Micro needling. Anyways, I got it done like 4 days ago and my skin is peeling super, super bad. The lady that did it did say like you can wear makeup after 3 days. However, I'm not gonna wear makeup until this peeling is gone. Hopefully it's not picking up on the camera, y'all, because it looks a little crusty. Y'all, I'm gonna put a picture up right here so you guys can see how severely red I was the day after. I was like, I did not know it was that intense. I was like, what? And let me tell you guys, like my face was so like bloody after it. I was like, oh my gosh. It was like all types of like, I don't know. It was just really, really deeper than what I thought it was. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was like a quick little easy thing. No, it was intense, y'all. I was like, oh my gosh. I better see some results from that. Anyways, as you guys can tell by the title of today's video, we're going to be talking about Forma brands potentially filing for bankruptcy, which I do think this is, I don't want to say it's expected. However, I'm not going to say that it's shocking. Do you know what I mean? Only because I feel like over the past couple years, Morphe has really gone downhill. And I feel like that is one of their biggest brands. And I don't know. I don't feel like anybody's really talking about Morphe anymore. Y'all know I'm going to say it right off the gate. Like, obviously, I've had my issues with Morphe, and I do think that Morphe really is kind of a shady business. I really do. I feel like they have done so many shady, grimy things, shady business practices, and they've just treated people so wrong. You know what I'm saying? However, with that being said, I've said it before on my channel, and I'll say it again. I never want to see a company go out of business because that is putting so many people's jobs out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, just think about a brand like Morphe, y'all. They literally gave Mac a run for their money. When I was working at Mac, everyone was quitting Mac to go work at Morphe because Morphe was what they were doing. Actually, to be honest with you guys, I did consider even going over to Morphe as well too, is because basically they were looking at everybody's pay and they said we'll give you $1 or $2 more. Like they were really smart with it. So I was like, damn, that's why everybody from Mac went to go work for Morphe. I considered it myself too. However, I just quit completely like at Mac and I was like, I'm done with retail. You know what I'm saying? However, that's why I'm saying I don't want to see them go out of business. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if obviously if they do claim bankruptcy, if Morphe will end up going out of business. Who really knows how this will go? This is obviously just potentially happening. They're considering filing for bankruptcy. So we're going to be talking about that in today's video. So if you guys are interested, of course, go ahead and keep on watching. Before we get into this video, I do have to bug you guys. Like, can y'all please, if you guys like my videos, please do me a huge favor and go on over to my second channel. I've been really active on there. A lot of people commented that I don't talk about it enough on my main channel, which I looked back on my previous videos over the past like month because I've been doing this channel for about a month and a half now, and I really haven't talked about it very much. So I've been doing a really bad job at that. However, I upload videos on there every single Sunday. It is a travel channel where me and my brother just, I don't know, travel around places, try new restaurants, try new fast food places. Like I have a whole list of things. Like we're going to be doing cruise reviews, hotel reviews, just different types of things like that. Basically everything that goes hand in hand with traveling, whether it be locally or, you know, internationally. You know what I'm saying? So if you guys are interested in that, please go over to that channel and please subscribe and give all the videos a big thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. And if you guys are interested in this video, make sure you guys give this one a big thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. And let's go ahead and get into it. I am so used to wearing makeup when I film my videos that I feel like I look so busted right now. I'm just like, oh my gosh. And my redness is showing. Y'all can see the redness that I always complain about now since I got this new camera. Just in case you guys are interested, I know you guys can't really see the full quality yet. I feel like as soon as I get back into my makeup videos, then you'll see the full quality. But just in case you guys are interested in what I use the Sony A7S III. Let me tell you, it's very expensive. Very expensive. But just in case you guys are interested. Anyway, so I heard about this news actually a couple days ago, and I was in Arizona, and I was like, y'all, I wanted to film about this. Of course, you guys know that I've talked about Morphe and Jaclyn Cosmetics so many times on my channel, so I really wanted to talk about this. However, I was looking scary. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Like, I was like, y'all should have saw me in public. I was over there in Phoenix. I'm not even kidding you. I was wearing a hat, I was wearing glasses, and I was wearing a mask. Like, I looked so scary. I should not have gotten this done before I was leaving out of town. It was just, I looked really bad. So that's why I didn't make the video. So I am a little bit late. However, I still want to talk about this. So this is what broke the news right here. This is actually on yahoonews.com. This is what the title says right here. Morphe parent company, former brand said, I cannot even say this word. I don't know if it's mulling or muling options, including Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Before we get into this, though, I really do want to touch on this topic a little bit, only because I find it to be a little bit interesting to me as somebody who doesn't really know. Obviously, I know Forma Brands is kind of like Kendo, and they own multiple brands, like Estee Lauder owns several brands. Like, I totally get that. However, I found this to be a little bit weird because if you guys did not know, a lot of news outlets are picking this up right now. And of course, they're using Ariana Grande's name because they're saying, oh, R.E.M Beauty potentially going out of business, which I totally get. Like, obviously, I understand why they're saying that because Forma Brands supposedly owns R.E.M Beauty. Here's what I found to be very interesting about this, and I even found this article right here. So this is what it says right here. Ariana Grande is the latest celebrity making a venture into beauty with the launch of her makeup brand R.E.M Beauty. After weeks of teasing the project, the Grammy-winning singer confirmed on September 10th that she was launching the beauty brand this fall. It was revealed today that the brand will be launching this Friday. Grande's R.E.M Beauty brand has been 2 years in the making. The singer teamed with Forma Brands, the beauty incubator behind other brands like Morphe and Bad Habit, to create the makeup brand. So this is all over the internet that R.E.M Beauty is supposedly owned by Forma Brands. However, I found this to be a little bit interesting. You guys can see from the screen recording right here. I went over to formabrands.com because basically, like, you guys can go to Kendo or like Estee Lauder brands and see all the brands that they own, and R.E.M is not on there. Like, R.E.M is not mentioned at all. They have listed on their Playa, they have, which by the way, I've never even heard of, Playa Beauty, Lipstick Queen, Morphe, Morphe 2, Bad Habit, and Jaclyn Cosmetics. Those are the only ones listed on there. So I found this to be a little bit interesting. I don't know if, like, do you guys think that, like, R.E.M Beauty is already, like, separating from Forma? Do you think they're trying to, like, look at being independently owned? Do you think they're, like, being sold to some other brand? Or, like, do you think that Forma just never put R.E.M on there? Because I found that to be a little bit interesting, and when I was Googling about this before making this video, I was like, why is there no ties to Forma and R.E.M on their website? Like, you would think Forma, like, don't get me wrong, like, obviously Morphe is a big brand and supposedly it's like made over like $2 billion. It's a really, really big brand. However, Ariana Grande is just like so famous. Like, I do believe she is like one of the most famous, if not the most famous female musicians on social media. So that's why I'm kind of like, wouldn't they want to rep that on their page? Wouldn't they want to put up there like Ariana Grande's R.E.M Beauty? You know what I'm saying? So I found that to be a little bit interesting that that was not on here, which is really, really weird to me. Anyways, y'all, just to give you guys a brief, like, just one little paragraph, but if you guys are interested about this, Morphe actually was started by a husband and wife. I believe, like, Linda, her name's Linda. She used to go by, like, Linda Morphe, but their last names are, I'm probably going to say this wrong, so I apologize, the Tawils. I want to go ahead and read this for you so that way you guys have a little bit of an understanding about how they were an independently owned brand, and then they sold a large chunk of their share in Morphe to Forma Brands. So this is what it says right here. In earlier 2017, the Tawils reportedly sold a significant stake in their makeup brand to a private equity investor. Terms of the deal were not disclosed, but online chatter says the transaction could have been worth as much as $400 million. And last summer, private equity company General Atlantic acquired a major stake in the Tawils company, valuing Morphe at upwards of a whopping $2 billion and providing the Tawils with a near limitless liquid wealth. And also within this article that I was reading, he purchased like the husband purchased like a 18 point like something $1 million home in Malibu. Like, supposedly they made bank from this. So I really wonder how everything is going now, being that they did sell a major stake in the brand. So I'm going to go ahead and be reading the article from Yahoo, but y'all can literally Google this and see that it is everywhere. However, this is the first one that had popped up for me. So I was like, you know what, let me just go ahead and read it from here. So this is what it says. Forma Brand, the parent company of Morphe, Lipstick Queen, and Jaclyn Hill's Jaclyn Cosmetics, is considering filing Chapter 11 bankruptcy, sources confirm. People familiar with the process told WWD that such a move is under consideration, but stressed that nothing is certain and that other options are on the table, including out court agreements with creditors. Damn, so that must mean that they're in debt. A spokesperson for Forma said Forma Brands is engaged in constructive discussions with our financial stakeholders regarding ways to strengthen the company financially and enable us to reinforce our focus on the opportunities we see ahead for our brands. We are excited about the products we will continue to bring to our customers. Majority owner private equity firm General Atlantic, I forgot to mention this earlier. So basically it's almost as if like Forma Brands is underneath General Atlantic. They're basically like the investor, and then Forma is kind of like the let's think of it as kind of like the manager. Do you know what I mean? And then like General Atlantic is the one providing the money to the manager, if that makes any type of sense. I feel like that was a really bad. Y'all get what I'm saying. Anyways, majority owner private equity firm General Atlantic declined to comment. The news was first reported by Reorg Search. General Atlantic acquired a 60% stake in Morphe in 2019. Y'all, by the way, I forgot to mention this earlier while I was reading that little paragraph about the Twills. I was so interested in hearing about how much money they got paid. I feel like most deals are made public. Like, obviously, with Kylie Cosmetics being bought out by Coty, like, that was made public. Like, they were paying her like $600 million or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, that was really well put out there. Even, say, for example, when Estee Lauder purchased Too Faced and when they purchased MAC, like, those are all public records. But I was very intrigued to know why with Morphe's deal it was not made public. Everybody was obviously just speculating, and that's why within that previous paragraph that I had read, it said within that oh, people are speculating that they got paid $400 million, but that's not a for sure. That's just a speculation. So I really wonder why it was not made public. Anyways, General Atlantic acquired a 60% stake in Morphe in 2019, which was at the time a popular brand run by brother and sister. Oh my gosh, I kept calling them husband and wife. I am so sorry. My bad. I don't know why I thought they were married. I apologize for that. Brother and sister Chris and Linda Tawil that grew in large part due to partnership with influencers. The deal valued the company at $2.2 billion, which I do want to say, like, I give credit where credit is due, even though I do feel like they have a lot of shady business practices. Obviously, speaking from personal experience, you know what I'm saying? I want to say, though, they are the first brand that I'm aware of that really used and honed in on influencers and made their brand a multi-billion-dollar brand, and they are so smart for that. Like, I feel like that was something that MAC needed to do for the longest period of time. However, they just had that, like, pride, and they had, like, that ego of, like, no, we don't need influencers, you know what I'm saying? And y'all clearly, Morphe, like, gave MAC a run for their money by using and utilizing influencers to promote their brand and paying them really well to do so. So I just got to give credit where credit is due. They did play the game right. I don't know, obviously, what happened now and what went downhill. Maybe, obviously, so many people speak badly of Morphe. Like, y'all can see on the internet, so many people don't support Morphe, and it's for so many different reasons, y'all. I totally agree. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Like, there are some products of theirs that I really do like. I love their setting spray. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Like, if it is on sale for like $4, because I think one time I saw it at Ulta on sale, I was like, $4. Bought that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm not gonna pass up a deal. You know what I mean? Anyway, so the Tawils, sorry once again for pronouncing that wrong, had already taken Morphe from being a trade show makeup brush brand into a full-fledged operation by aligning themselves with the early makeup influencers such as Jeffree Star and James Charles. When General Atlantic became involved, the business was at a high and profitable. At the time of its investment, Morphe was said to be doing about $500 million in net sales with about $130 million in earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and I don't even know this word, amortization. Don't even know what that is. But then several factors occurred that weighed on Morphe's performance. First, COVID struck, leading color cosmetic sales declined industry-wide. Then Morphe cut ties with Star and James Charles amid allegations of inappropriate behavior, plus supply chain issues plagued the business. I do have a question for you guys actually regarding James Charles and Jeffree Star. Do you guys really feel like they are part of the reason why this is obviously happening with Forma? Like, obviously, I do know a lot of people, you know, use their code, and obviously a lot of people like bought stuff from Morphe specifically from them, but do you guys think that they provided them that much sales? Also, another thing is, like, I watch like Laura Lee and Manny MUA's like channel, you know, like, do they affiliate with Morphe at all? I know Laura Lee doesn't, because I heard when her whole controversy came up, they like completely dropped her. But like, does Manny MUA, like, I don't see anybody like promoting a code anymore. So I really wonder if it's just all influencers like running from Morphe that they're no longer being successful. But I really do want to know, because obviously within Yahoo, like James Charles and Jeffree Star, they are obviously the most famous out of like the beauty influencers, you know what I mean, that were all about Morphe. So I wonder, did they provide that much business? Has me thinking. So anyways, where was I left off right here? Forma, the parent company, was formed in 2020 as part of the business diversification efforts. The business also launched a sub-brand, Morphe 2, and made several acquisitions, including Lipstick Queen and Playa, and incubated brands including Bad Habit. In March, Forma Too Faced executive Eric Hole joined Forma as chief executive officer, taking over from Miles McCormick, who led the business through its growth era. Hole was president at Too Faced when General Atlantic sold it to Estee Lauder. Oh my God, I did not know that General Atlantic had owned Too Faced to begin with. I did not know that, for $1.45 billion in 2016. In 2021, Forma landed at number 80 on the Beauty Incorporated Top 100 list with an estimated $350 million in sales. Also, Jeffree Star commented on this as well too. He said the owner of Forma in quick panic severed the relationship with my brand and ruined the entire company. No loyalty. It speaks volumes, and it was one of the biggest backstabbings I've ever felt. Linda and Chris had no control, and I will always respect them for their hustle and for believing in me. That's basically all he had to say about it, because obviously I feel like Forma was like doing the right thing, being that like, oh my gosh, how many like times can Jeffree Star be in a scandal with, you know, his brand being carried at Morphe? Like obviously it's going to end up making Morphe look bad, but then maybe in the end, maybe it did kind of bite him in the butt, you know what I'm saying, or bite them in the butt. I kind of like wonder how everything like took a turn though anyways, because in my personal opinion, I feel like Jeffree commenting on this, I feel like Jeffree's brand's not really doing that well anymore either. Like, I can't really think of a brand that's like out there really, really thriving, because nobody really talks about so many brands. Like, there's just so many brands now that one person is not dedicated to just one specific brand. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nobody out there who's like, I'm using MAC only, or I'm using Makeup Forever only. No, everybody uses so many different products. And I feel like on top of that too, a lot of people don't really have like a loyalty to one set product. Like, y'all know, even with me, like in a foundation, like I'll love a foundation, but then I'll try a new one and I'll love that, and I'll just continue like to try on new things. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't stay with one set product. Do you know what I mean? Anyways, y'all, that is it for this video. I really want to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions about this. Do you guys really think that they are going to go into bankruptcy? Because obviously this is just a consideration, but I really could definitely see it end up happening, only because I don't really feel like Morphe is like carrying the weight of Forma, you know? Because let's be real, like I don't feel like Jaclyn Hill is going to compete with Morphe as a whole, and I don't feel like Lipstick Queen, because to be honest with you guys, like the last time I've ever even heard about Lipstick Queen was when they came out with the color changing lipsticks, and that's like it. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, like I never even heard of Bad Habit or Playa. Like I legit like go through all of my anti-hauls and whatnot. I never even knew of those brands. And on top of that too, another thing is, once again, I'm like, what's up with R.E.M, and how come R.E.M wasn't mentioned in the Yahoo article and it was not mentioned in Forma like .com? So I'm a little bit thrown off by that. But make sure you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions about everything, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace out, Girl Scout.